Thank you for being here and watching this video. If you enjoy it, please like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. I want this channel to be more than just a collection of videos. I want it to be a community where we explore fascinating ideas, discuss them openly, learn from one another, and grow together. So don't stay silent, join the conversation. To understand why being quiet is not weakness, we must examine the hidden strength of quiet people and the psychological depth of those who act without seeking the spotlight. We live in a society that often mistakes volume for authority and extroversion for capability. However, the most profound displays of human character frequently come from the most unexpected places. Consider the stories that emerge from the fringes of our daily lives. Stories that happen all over the world where seemingly ordinary, quiet individuals become heroes. He was an ordinary janitor, a man who spent his days in the background of a bustling school, rarely noticed and never heard raising his voice. Yet, in the most critical moment of a crisis, he did not hesitate. He shielded a child with his own body, placing his life on the line without a single word of self-congratulation. These are not the people who dominate social media feeds or command the center of a room with loud opinions. They are the people walking down a winter street, unnoticed by the crowd, who suddenly jump into an icy river to save strangers without waiting for a camera to start rolling. They are the ordinary carpenters, men and women who work with their hands in silence, yet volunteer to defend their country when the call for sacrifice arises. In these moments, we realize that being quiet is not a flaw. It's a form of immense internal power. In a world full of distractions, noise, and constant digital chatter, silence is the only environment that allows you to truly find your authentic self. It is in the quiet spaces of our lives that we forge our values and decide exactly what we are willing to stand for when the world turns cold. Psychologically, the hidden strength of quiet individuals comes from their ability to process information deeply and act with intentionality. While the loud world is busy reacting to every external stimulus, the quiet person is observing, analyzing, and building an internal reservoir of resolve. This is why silence is not a void, but a workspace. Only silence allows for the level of introspection required to understand one's own ideals relentlessly. When a person is quiet, they are often engaging in directed attention, a state where their mental energy is focused inward on their moral compass, rather than outward on social validation. This creates a psychological anchor. When a crisis hits, those who have spent their lives seeking attention often look around to see how others are reacting. But the quiet person, who has already done the internal work, simply acts. Their heroism is not a performance. It is the natural byproduct of a solid internal foundation. We often overlook these individuals because they don't fit the stereotypical mold of a leader or a hero that modern media promotes. We are told that to be strong is to be assertive, to be vocal, and to be aggressive. But true strength is the ability to remain calm and focused under pressure. It is the janitor's quiet hand, the carpenter's steady heart, and the stranger's silent courage. Perhaps what we're missing in our modern discourse are exactly these quiet, strong people. Those who don't need to explain their virtues because they live them every day. They remind us that the loudest person in the room is rarely the most dangerous or the most capable. The real power resides in the person who has mastered the art of silence, because that person has mastered themselves. They demonstrate that authenticity isn't something you broadcast, it's something you embody. In the end, the world isn't changed by those who talk the most about change, but by those who quietly go about the business of doing what is right, regardless of who is watching. Silence is the laboratory of the soul, where true values are tested and refined until they become unbreakable. The resilience of the quiet hero is built on a foundation of emotional intelligence and an unwavering commitment to personal values. When we analyze why quiet people become heroes, we see that their strength is often a result of their high degree of self-regulation. In the face of danger, like jumping into an icy river or volunteering for a dangerous mission, the quiet individual isn't fighting an external battle, as much as they are executing an internal command. Because they spend so much time in reflection, they have already pre-decided who they are. They don't have to debate their choices in the heat of the moment because their ideals are already relentlessly integrated into their identity. This is the ultimate competitive advantage of silence. It eliminates the noise of hesitation. Being quiet allows for a level of observational awareness that extroverted environments often suppress. A carpenter or a janitor who works in silence is often more attuned to the needs of their surroundings than those who are preoccupied with their own social standing. They see the child in danger. They hear the ice cracking. They feel the shift in the social fabric that signals a need for defense. Their heroism is an act of radical presence. Because they are not trying to be seen, they are free to see. This shift from self-focus to environmental focus is a hallmark of the quiet hero. It is a form of strength that doesn't require an audience to exist. In fact, for many of these individuals, the presence of an audience would only be a distraction from the work at hand. In professional and personal life, we must begin to reevaluate the quiet strength in our teams and families. In a world full of distractions, we often promote those who speak the loudest, assuming they have the most confidence. But confidence and competence are not the same thing. The quiet person who listens more than they speak is often the one with the most profound insights and the most reliable character. They are the ones who will stand by their values when it is no longer popular to do so. They are the ones who will work relentlessly for their ideals without needing a pat on the back or a public accolade. This is the authentic self in its purest form. A version of humanity that is self-validating and self-sufficient. We are currently living through a crisis of noise, where the complexity of life is exacerbated by the constant demand for our attention. In this environment, the ability to be quiet is a superpower. It is a shield against the pressure and stress of modern existence. When you choose silence, you are choosing to preserve your mental energy for the things that truly matter. You are choosing to be like the carpenter who volunteered or the janitor who protected the innocent. You are choosing to be a person of substance rather than a person of surface. We must realize that silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of focus. It is the medium through which we reach our most authentic self. Ultimately, the stories of these ordinary heroes remind us that greatness is not reserved for the famous or the vocal. It is available to anyone who is willing to do the internal work of silence. It is available to the quiet ones who are watching, waiting, and preparing for the moment when their values will be called upon. We need more of these quiet, strong people. We need the individuals who understand that their worth is not measured by the number of people who know their name, but by the weight of their actions in the dark. Being quiet is not a weakness. It is the ultimate expression of a life lived with purpose. It is the strength of the anchor, the power of the foundation, and the courage of the silent heart. As the world grows louder and more chaotic, let us look to the quiet ones, the ordinary heroes who remind us that the most powerful words ever spoken are often the ones expressed through a silent, selfless act of courage. Thank you for watching all the way through. I really appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think about the ideas in this video, and feel free to share your own perspective or advice in the comments. I genuinely like to read it. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please like the video and subscribe. My hope is to build not just a channel, but a community where people explore meaningful ideas, exchange thoughts, and grow together. See you in the next videos. Bye.